welcome to Otaku Saga. I'm Zero.
I'm DK.
And I'm Rizzo, and today on Anime Reaction, we watched the first episode of Shokugeki no Souma, The Second Dish. If you want to check out our reaction to the first episode of Shokugeki no Souma, The Second Dish, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comments section because we love hearing from you.
As always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga. Don't forget to like and share our videos.
And
thanks for watching.
So, on this episode of Shokugeki no Souma,
Right where we
picked up right where the first season left off.
with the autumn elections, and now the contestants have actually qualified, so we're getting to the tournament.
we got past the qualifying round, and now we're up to the first round of the actual tournament.
And we get Souma-kun versus Alice. Right off the bat, even.
Yeah,
I was expecting that to be a little later in this season, actually.
Yeah, I was too. In the first season, they kind of painted Alice as being more of a later,
Like a higher tier antagonist.
Yeah. Like a higher tier antagonist, but
That being said, looking forward, things look very promising, I guess.
And actually, a quick aside about Alice. I did say antagonist, but with her interactions with Souma, they just seem so like even with each other. Well, I guess when they sort of butt heads passive aggressively, she doesn't seem all that antagonistic, actually.
Well, as far as the story goes, she is technically an antagonist.
That is true.
Because she is standing in the protagonist's way, but she's not like she's not quite like her cousin.
That's true. Well, no one's quite like her cousin. She's definitely not like Mr. Leopard Print here.
Yeah.
I forgot his angle too. He wants to buy out. Like all the restaurants that students represent or some
I
shit.
can't remember.
Yeah, it's some.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
but
It seems like she's more of a rival in this episode than an antagonist.
It's more like a friendly rival rather than a full blown antagonist.
And I absolutely love their, like I said, sort of passive aggressive, like trash talking with each other.
Yeah, no, I really do. I love their interactions. I think that it's absolutely hilarious.
Kind of rides the line
because they both have such huge egos.
Yeah, but but when they're talking together, it rides the line between just straight up shit talking and kind of joshing with each other. It's really nice.
And there are the moments where it seems so friendly.
Yeah. It's almost kind of like that with the internet too. Maybe it's just the family.
Yeah. He does get a little bit of that with Alice's cousin Irina. Except it doesn't really feel like Irina can keep up with Souma quite like Alice can.
True. But then she gets all soon and
she kind of devolves into the Sunra. It's funny.
Sorry, I'm just trying to keep our minds off of food.
Right.
God damn it!
So
those bentos look delicious.
Yes, they did.
I'm so hungry right now.
Oh.
We have 2 more episodes to watch, and then before I can even get something to eat. So I did think it was interesting the technique that they used for both of their bento during this episode, which was to make something that's basically it's almost like a caviar.
Yeah,
but it's made out of a different material.
Yeah,
which is a real technique. Using, I can't remember the 2 chemicals, but it listed the 2 chemicals used.
Yeah, potassium chloride and something else.
Basically, you mix that with the liquid, and then you drip drops of it into water. And it hardens into a...
the 2 powders were emulsifiers. You put in the water and it Get kickstarts.
But yeah, it basically makes it feel like you're eating a large caviar.
Large caviar, like tapioca or something.
I've never actually had it, but it's supposed to be more like a caviar than a tapioca.
So not quite as soft, but still.
But yeah,
I do want to try that. That sounds really interesting.
I actually the only reason why I knew about it is because I saw this commercial for this little machine that does it.
Okay.
Technically, you don't need the machine to do it. It just takes longer because you have to drip individual drops out in the water.
Well, like the peanut gallery said, like a science experiment.
Yeah.
I think that makes it more fun, honestly. But
Souma's bento specifically got me rolling. I love fish.
Well, so Alice's bento, it was like, oh, that looks good. But Souma's bento was like, oh my god, that looks amazing. I want it. Oh, I'm so hungry.
I like sushi, but there's just nothing for me like a good fish fry.
Oh man, there we go.
A good beer battered fried fish. For me, you can't beat it.
Oh man.
And now that we've made ourselves hungrier, so it at the end of the episode, it had kind of a lead up to the next episode where we have
Tadakoro.
Yeah, we have Tadakoro going up against Alice's manservant. That's the only way that I can describe that.
One part Sasuke, one part what was his name? Renji. I was thinking more of the what was it, like Morty or something, the goth guy from South Park.
Anyway, it should be interesting. I expect Tadakoro to get wharfed.
Boo.
Either she's going to get wharfed or she's going to barely pull it out.
That would be nice. That would be nice if she pulled out a first round upset.
I think it would be better. It depends on how many people. I can't remember how many people made it out of the prelims. I think
wasn't a whole lot.
Like 5 people from each, so about 10 people. Or was it 4 people from each? So
that was 8. If it's going to be a tournament, then it ought to be 8.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was 8.
Yeah, it was the top 2 in each group.
I would prefer for Tadakoro to get wharfed in the second round as opposed to the first round.
Yeah.
I think that would be better.
I agree, before she has to face someone like an ally, as it were, in Souma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I don't know.
Probably by that.
I think that she's probably going to get wharfed, which sucks.
It also looks like
Tadakoro.
Yeah, it also looks like they were doing a ramen.
Yeah, from the preview image, it looked like ramen. So,
or at least a noodle bowl of some sort.
So next week we're gonna go get something to eat before we start watching this one.
Indeed.
But that about wraps it up for this episode of Anime Reaction. As always, I'm Rosa.
I'm Zero.
and I'm DK.
See you next time.